We're here with Deepa from the Indian Table.
Hi.
And what are we making, Deepa?
Okay, today we're making very simple spiced aloo samosa cups, which are so simple to make. You can see right here, you probably smelt it earlier, I started these onions off early. One of the keys to good Indian food to introduce a depth of flavour is just making sure your onions are nice and caramelised like this.
Right. Just like Ethiopian food.
Absolutely, there you go. And then to this, there were some cumin seeds that were also sautéing alongside the onions.
It smells
so good.
So wonderful.
Okay, well here comes the best bit. We're going to add some fresh garlic and fresh ginger, and you will smell. And we have to make sure we're using fresh garlic. It's always something that I try
Slice
to
slice it and dice it. And
yeah, this is just crushed, not store-bought. Yeah, and Joey knows how much I hate that. So
put this whole thing in?
Absolutely, put it in. We love garlic, and it's going to smell so good.
It's a blood cleanser, right?
It is, and it's so good for you. And when it's sautéed off like this, it takes away the raw smell, because that's what people sometimes try to avoid. They're like, oh, it might smell. It smells now, and it smells really good.
Ooh.
But when it cooks, and when it cooks, we just So what we're trying to do is just reduce that pungency, but you still get the depth of garlic flavour. And then we're going to add some fresh ginger. Same thing again, fresh ginger that's been crushed. You can put all of that in. And this really creates the base for many Indian curries, and which is why I always tell my guests and people who cook with me how easy it is. I mean, that's not hard at all. No. And look how delicious it looks and smells.
And what's the oil that's in there?
I just use canola oil because it has no fragrance and it keeps everything neutral and it lets the flavours come out. So I'm just going to increase the heat a little bit. And now we're going to add some tasty heat. So do you guys like spicy food?
Yes.
Okay,
but
good.
that looks like a lot of spice.
Yeah, we're not going to put all of that in, don't worry. Which is why I always ask. And you can control how hot. Again, you know, people are like, oh, I don't like Indian food because it's too spicy, but
is this jalapeno?
It's all Jeffrey's fault if your mouth burns, not mine.
Is that good?
What kind of pepper is this?
This is Serrano, okay? And you can use jalapeno. You can add a touch more if you want.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, just a touch, because we're adding these to potatoes, which absorb a lot of flavour anyway.
Okay,
so how does that smell
peppers,
this far?
It's the seeds, right?
The seeds are what create the heat, absolutely. So you have to be careful with your hands.
On the seeds.
So Deepa, that was an interesting point, because it's going to potato, we can go a little spicier than we normally would.
Right, that's right. So now we're going to add some spices, some actual spices to create that Indian flavour. So now you've got your base here, which is so simple, smells great.
We love your spice wheel. This is
it is a wheel of spice.
It is.
Wheel of spice.
That's an excellent term. Yeah. Okay, so to this one, we're going to add a bit of turmeric that we talked about earlier. Let's see, I'm saying it the correct way now, right?
Turmeric, whatever. Yes.
You know, the yellow powder.
Let's cut the whole thing off.
Right. Here's some garam masala. This is my secret mix.
Yes, I was going to say that comes already mixed.
Well, I actually make this myself.
I knew it, just like my mom, right?
Yeah, please stir it.
Like I want to spice.
I just wanted to make sure that it got in there.
No, absolutely. Stir it.
So you make it yourself?
I make this myself, and I also sell it, or just started to now, because a lot of people want to buy it because they can recreate these flavours that they produce at the classes. So look at that. Look at the change of colour, the smell. We're going to add a bit of salt to this, maybe a little bit more because of the mixture that I have.
I always love it how
no, you're good.
Always just guess at, it looks like you're guessing at how much goes in.
I know, I always have to taste as I'm going just to make sure.
Absolutely, do that as well. And that's it, that's your base done. We're just going to add that to the potatoes now.
Okay, wow, you're gonna allow me?
Of course I am.
Wow. This is dangerous
because
since I don't cook.
It's so easy.
I don't know, you look like a pro.
Really?
Yes.
I'm a good actor.
That's great.
Okay,
That's good. And the Sheba, if you want to stir that into the potatoes.
I can pretend that I cook as well. That's fine. Watch this. Good. Do I look
stir it in? No, you're perfect.
Work it, work it, work it.
No, you guys are good.
Oh my goodness,
and if you stir it in, look at the colours. Do you see how you're getting the Indian food colour that people ask how we achieve?
That's right. From the spice that you make, thank you.
Well, it's easily accessible, as I say. So typically samosas are triangle. All we're going to do is put them in these little phyllo cups that I baked already, and atop of these shot glass chutneys.
Oh.
Yep. Yep, put that on
These
there.
are great too because we can walk around with them.
Absolutely.
So as Sheba finishes dressing these up, we do want to remind you that this is, you can see Deepa at Louis Modern this weekend as part of the Indian Street Food Experience. You'll want to get your tickets, register early. It's a great event outside at Louis Modern. Also, you have a cooking class coming up on March 23rd.
Absolutely.
The Indian Table, you can find out more information at her website, theindiantable.com. It'll be right here at Louis Modern.
Cheers, absolutely.
All right, well, we're going to say our goodbyes. Bianca, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you guys. This is a great way to go out.
Jeffrey, thank you.
Always fun. Always a
pleasure.
Always fun.
All right, everyone, take your shots. Don't forget, take some time. Enjoy the Suncoast view.
All right, put it on.